Good evening, and welcome to the 33rd annual A Candle in the Dark Gala. My name is Artemis Daniel Cunningham. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a senior English major from Chicago, Illinois. While there are many artists, there are only a handful whose talent warrant a bona fide seat in popular culture. Mr. Chris Tucker is among the chosen few. Mr. Tucker is one of our generation's most well-known actors and comedians, rising to stardom in films such as Friday, The Fifth Element, and the international blockbuster Rush Hour. When you become one of the biggest stars in entertainment, it affords the opportunity to brush shoulders with some of the world's most famous people, including the likes of President Barack Obama, Dave Chappelle, and legendary Morehouse alum, Mr. Spike Lee, among many others. If you don't know his iconic character, Smokey, from the movie Friday, then you are officially in the minority. But let's be clear. The beauty of Mr. Tucker is that he is so much more than an actor and comedian. An East Atlanta native, Decatur to be exact. He is also a producer, philanthropist, and humanitarian who is making a positive impact in the lives of youth. Through his Chris Tucker Foundation, he provides homeless outreach, scholarships, and access to musical theater camps for kids in need. But perhaps above all, it is worth noting that Mr. Tucker is also a proud Morehouse dad. If laughter is food for the soul, then our distinguished Master of Ceremonies have served up many a meal. This year's gala shall be no exception. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you comedian, actor, philanthropist, and Morehouse dad. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Tucker.
Good evening and welcome to the 33rd annual A Candle in the Dark Gala. First of all, let's give another round of applause to this amazing young brother who introduced me tonight. Thank you, Artemis, thank you. It is such an honor to join you as the host for the year's gala. As you can see, we are virtual this year, coming to you on your computers, your smartphones, and TVs. This is absolutely amazing. This evening is extra special to me because I am a Morehouse dad, a proud Morehouse dad. Yes, my son Destin is a graduating senior, majoring in cinema, technology, and emerging media studies. Tonight, we will continue to honor achievements and excellence, as well as salute the founding of one of the nation's most revered treasures, Morehouse College. That's right. A Candle in the Dark Gala continues to be the college's most successful benefit for the student scholarships. That's right. Give it up. Last year, just before the pandemic, this evening raised nearly $4 million from our corporate supporters, patrons, and honorees for our student scholarships. Now, that's impressive. Give it up, $4 million. Tonight, as we celebrate our honorees virtually, we are reminded of the college's distinctive mission, which is to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. For 154 years, Morehouse have maintained a reputation for being the college of choice for the nation's best and brightest. I agree because my son goes here, and one of the reasons why I wanted him to go here, because Martin Luther King went to Morehouse, and I said, you need to go to Morehouse because Martin Luther King went to Morehouse. So that's one of the reasons he came to Morehouse, and he wanted to come too, so I was happy. Yes, Morehouse College alumni achieve at high levels in nearly every sector. Now that's the truth, every sector. Some of my colleagues, Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson. They went to Morehouse. So them some real Morehouse men too. Some of these outstanding men will be celebrated tonight, along with an exceptional group of leaders whose vision and purpose align with the mission of the college. We are confident that you will be moved by their stories and inspired by their accomplishments as we celebrate the achievements of tonight's honorees. We embrace the mission and legacy of Morehouse College. Now, please welcome the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Willie E. Woods, who is also president of ICV Partners and a member of the class of 1985.
Thank you, Chris. Wow, it's an honor to have you serve as our virtual Master of Ceremonies tonight. We are also proud to know that you are also a parent of Morehouse College. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Morehouse Board of Trustees, I extend my most sincere greetings and welcome you and your family. I am especially proud of the generous men and women who give of their time, wise counsel, and financial support to further the mission of Morehouse College. Board member names are being displayed on your screen and also provided in your digital program. I want to take a moment to thank President Thomas, his leadership team, and our dedicated faculty and staff for their unwavering commitment to academic excellence and the support of our students, especially during these unprecedented times. Without question, your board appreciates you. We owe much of our success to our corporate sponsors and generous donors who are continuing their support, even though we are virtual this year. We are especially grateful to our legacy and platinum sponsors who supported us at the highest level this year. In fact, we want to thank all of our sponsors and patrons for recognizing the importance of a Morehouse education. And for those who would like to show your support for our students, we invite you to take a moment to give online or via text to give. Your gift tonight will help ensure that a Morehouse education remains affordable, available, and achievable. And now it is my honor to introduce the 12th president of Morehouse College, Dr. David A. Thomas.
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman Woods. Tonight is definitely a little different for us due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We're unable to gather at our traditional location, the Hyatt Regency Atlanta Hotel. But I'm excited to join you tonight as we present our 33rd annual A Candle in the Dark Gala, presented this year virtually. My wife, Willetta Lewis, First Lady of Morehouse, and I are excited to join you virtually tonight. We're grateful for the strong show of support you have shown us since we joined the Morehouse community. I'm so proud of the Morehouse community at this unprecedented time in our history. Since our last gala, we've been challenged and faced with making difficult decisions for the safety and well-being of our community. Last academic year, we had to pivot and cancel in-person instruction and take our entire curriculum online within less than 2 weeks. As well, for the first time ever, we conferred degrees via a virtual commencement ceremony. We recently returned to campus, but in a very low-density residential format with 400 students on campus, as opposed to our usual 1,500. We solicit your prayers and support as we continue to face this challenging period in the life of Morehouse College, the nation, and the world. I hope that we will soon return to some form of normalcy, and I look forward to speaking with students and working with our faculty and staff to assure that Morehouse remains competitive, well-resourced, and mission-focused. Thank you again for your support, and enjoy tonight's virtual presentation of A Candle in the Dark Gala. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Terrence Herron, the Senior Director of Government Affairs at the Microsoft Corporation, who will bring words on behalf of our legacy sponsor.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to join you this evening. My name is Terrence Herron, and it's my great honor to share a couple of thoughts regarding Microsoft's proud sponsorship of the 33rd Annual A Candle in the Dark Gala. I know that tonight's celebration looks a little different than past events, but I'm finding myself more inspired than ever. On that note, I'd like to first acknowledge and congratulate tonight's honorees. Thank you for your incredible contributions to the communities across the country and to the success of this great institution. At Microsoft, I work as Senior Director of Government Affairs, which is led by our incomparable Corporate Vice President of U.S. Government Affairs, Fred Humphreys. Fred is an extremely proud Morehouse alum and has always maintained that much of his success is owed directly to his experiences at this venerable institution. Fred is the perfect example of what we're looking to achieve through our continuing relationship, the success and betterment of the lives of our people. Microsoft and Morehouse continue to be able to partner so effectively due to our shared aspiration to bridge inequality, uplift our communities, and help everyone achieve more. I'm thrilled to be a part of some of the most recent partnerships, including the Return to School solution for HBCUs, headed by the Morehouse School of Medicine. This solution will allow schools to safely open their facilities during the COVID pandemic. That in-person college experience, coupled with our collaboration efforts to provide Surface devices to newly enrolled students, will help ensure success of the next generation of Morehouse men. As we reflect on this past year, we should not just focus on the challenges it has posed, or even on the challenges that lie ahead, but also on our commitment to attacking those challenges in new and unique ways. 2020 gave us the opportunity to demonstrate extraordinary things that can be accomplished when we push back against the limitations of the digital divide. Even in the midst of a global pandemic, we are reminded that if we let hope lead us into our future, it will light our way, a true candle in the dark. In conclusion, I'd like to again say what a great honor it has been for me and for Microsoft to be a part of this event and to be associated with Morehouse. We look forward to our continued relationship with this invaluable institution, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Herron and Microsoft, for supporting the gala tonight and for generously providing laptops and other resources to our freshman class to make the teaching and learning accessible during the fall semesters. Thank you. This support is greatly appreciated as our students pursue their dreams to become Morehouse men. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you donate now, please, to support their dreams to one day become a Morehouse man. It's very important. Help one another.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Victor Lett, a junior biology major and public health minor on a pre-med track from Johns Creek, Georgia. On behalf of my Morehouse brothers and future men of Morehouse, I will ask you to dig deep and donate now. This is my story. For a long time, I was made to feel like an imposter in my own skin. I could not go long without being told how I failed to be black enough because my speech, interest, and even academic success did not mesh with the mold in which they had placed black people. When I arrived on Morehouse's campus, I was freed of all that. Not only was I embraced for who I am, but I was a part of a community with whom I shared interests and experiences. Despite those similarities, this community was incredibly diverse in terms of nationality and background. Beyond my fellow students, there's also a sea of alumni and faculty who are actively invested in my success. Morehouse would become an extended family and ensure that I felt welcomed into the fold. Morehouse has long cemented itself as the principal institution for the education and edification of black men like me. Why did I choose Morehouse? With its standard of excellence, outstanding student body, and dedicated faculty and staff, why would I not choose Morehouse? Of course, at the time of my commitment to Morehouse, I was still not aware of everything this institution had to offer, like ever-expanding friendships, connections, and tracks to graduate programs, as well as a student life that has been sorely missed over the last year. I would not have been able to experience any of these without the academic scholarship that I was awarded. Although the circumstances of the pandemic have made my junior year quite challenging, I couldn't imagine being a student anywhere else. That's why today, I implore everyone under the sound of my voice to make a financial commitment to our dear old Morehouse. While certainly each of our paths here have been unique, I think we can all agree that now, more than ever, Mother Morehouse deserves our unwavering support. Again, dig deep and donate now. Thank you.
We invite you to take a moment to give via text at the number below on your screen or give online at giving.morehouse.edu. That's giving.morehouse.edu. We're looking forward to your gift. And listen, no gift is too large or too small. So whatever you want to do, go crazy with it. Please donate now, please. You can make a difference in the lives of our students.
Chris, I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. It is time to get a little bit crazy with it. My name is Rodney Bullard, and I'm the Executive Director of the Chick-fil-A Foundation and Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility at Chick-fil-A. And it is my pleasure, on behalf of Chick-fil-A, the Cathy family, and the Chick-fil-A Foundation, to announce that we're going to increase our pledge to Morehouse by $25,000. And so that takes our pledge from $100,000 to $125,000 on behalf of the students, the faculty, and the institution of Morehouse. We know that the legacy of Morehouse deserves it, and we know that the work must continue to go on. And so we're very pleased to continue to be a partner with Morehouse College. Chris, I know you've got a great surprise for us in store, another surprise. And so I will give you the program back.
And now a special presentation from 2014 Candle honoree Stevie Wonder.
Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. Is that love's in need of love today? Don't delay, send yours in right away. It's going around, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. The force of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. If love and peace you treasure, then you'll hear me when I say, whoa, whoa, that love in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. It's going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. People, you know that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. You know that hate's going around, hate's going around, hate's going around, and it's trying, breaking many hearts. You've got to, I've got to, we've got to, we've got to, I've got to, you got to, we gotta stop it, dear boy. Gone too far, that love in need of love today. Whoa, don't delay, send yours in right away, right away, right away. We need to give the world love. Just give the love. We need to give the world love. Just give the world love. So y'all need to tune your piano. I love you. My chérie, amor, love you as a summer day. My chérie, amor, distant as the Milky Way. My chérie, amor, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only girl my heart beats for. I wish that you were mine. Sing la la. Maybe someday you'll see my face among the round. Maybe someday I'll share distant clouds. Oh, Sherry, you are more pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my God needs for. I wish that you were mine. Sing la la. So here's the deal. I'm gonna commit to you that I'll come back after I do my album, finish it up, and for both colleges that my children attend, I will do benefit concerts to raise $500,000.
We are proud to recognize our incredible 2021 Benny and Candle honorees. The name Benjamin Elijah Mays is synonymous with education, leadership, academic excellence, and service. The Benny Award, given exclusively to Morehouse alumni, is named with admiration and respect for the 6th president of Morehouse College, Dr. Benjamin Mays, who served the college faithfully from 1940 to 1967, and now Morehouse College proudly presents 2021 Benny Award recipients. The Benny Achievement Award honoree will be introduced by Malik Shafir. The Benny Service Award honoree will be introduced by Guyton Harvey. The Benny Trailblazer Award honoree will be introduced by Roderick Hart.
My name is Malik Mansour Safir. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a senior computer science major from Snellville, Georgia. What makes a superhero? For starters, he or she makes things happen and inspires others with their innovation and foresight. That is Mr. Gordon Lane Joyner. He radiates charisma, charm, and confidence, and much like our favorite superheroes, his success reflects his ability to accept challenges and work to overcome anything that comes his way, all for the greater good. From the start, Mr. Joyner knew that Morehouse was where he should be. Inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he enrolled and graduated as salutatorian, summa cum laude, and Phi Beta Kappa. He was an athlete playing on the baseball team, and to ensure his front row seat at homecoming, he was also in the Morehouse Marching Band. During his time as a student, Mr. Joyner worked at the newly established Martin Luther King Center, serving as personal assistant to Mrs. Coretta Scott King. Mr. Joyner was the first Morehouse grad to receive his Juris Doctorate from Harvard Law School, then worked for a number of prestigious firms. He was appointed to various positions by former presidents and later returned to Atlanta, taught law classes at Morehouse, and became a judge in Georgia's largest county. After answering the call to public service, Mr. Joyner was elected to 4 terms as a county commissioner. During this time, he made history by securing its fair housing ordinance, a first in the state of Georgia, the mark of a true superhero indeed. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Benny Achievement Award to Gordon Joyner. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gordon Lane Joyner.
Wow, Malik, you are an outstanding young man of Morehouse, thank you so much for that incredible presentation. To our president, Dr. Thomas, our beloved First Lady, to Chairman Woods and the Board of Trustees, I am so humbled and sincerely thankful for this outstanding recognition. It does truly take a village to raise a child, and I am a product of a village. I want to extend my loving appreciation to all of my family from Fort Valley, Peach County, Georgia, where I am very happy and proud to have been born and raised, to Atlanta, to Washington, D.C., and throughout the country, to all of my family, and to my beloved extended family in Nassau, Bahamas, and in Nigeria, where I was adopted into the Igbo tribe while I was in school at the University of Ibadan, and to all of my friends across Africa. You all are my village, and I love you, and I thank you. This honor is a high point in my life because Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, President Emeritus of Morehouse College during the time that I was a student there with the incredible class of 1972, which, as we all know, next to maybe your own class, is the best class to ever come out of Morehouse College. Dr. Mays was my mentor and my advisor and my friend. Therefore, I would like to finish with his words, his very brief but incredible poem. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny minute, but eternity is in it. Thank you, Morehouse, for giving me the tools and the preparation and the support to live the life that I have been blessed to live. I hope that all of Morehouse's supporters, graduates, financial contributors, families of graduates and students, and all else will recommit yourself to financially supporting Morehouse College. Because as Dr. Mays said in his last address to the students of Morehouse, the viable future of Morehouse College is not guaranteed. Everybody has to give. Please support Morehouse College. And I thank you all.
My name is Guyton Patrick Harvey. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a senior chemistry major from Washington, D.C. As legend has it, Rob Gore quickly settled into life as a student at Morehouse. The soundtrack of the 90s included artists such as Outkast and Biggie Smalls. The beats were sure to generate a head nod from the soon-to-be medical savant, his long signature dreadlocks swinging in unison. Dreads? Why yes. That's the thing about Morehouse men. We constantly remind the world to never, ever judge a book by its cover. And although Dr. Gore's locks are a thing of the past, he has certainly proven not only is he cut from a different cloth, but his next chapter is his best one. After finishing his undergraduate studies at Morehouse, he went to med school, then completed his residency in Chicago before returning to his native Brooklyn. Frederick Douglass reminds us it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Dr. Gore not only shares this belief, he created an organization to address this issue. More than a decade ago, he created the Kings Against Violence initiative to help empower youth and break the cycle of violence. Today, Dr. Gore maintains a unique perspective on health and wellness. He is serving on the front lines and notes how health disparities are playing out in devastating ways, as marginalized communities are disproportionately impacted by the novel coronavirus. It's no wonder he diligently studies Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This form of martial arts was designed to help those at a physical disadvantage defeat a larger and stronger opponent. International speaker, activist, husband, father, and ER physician, without a doubt, Dr. Gore is always ready and willing to fight for the least of these. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Benny Service Award to Dr. Robert Gore. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Rob Gore.
Thank you, Guyton. Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Thank you, Morehouse College. I also want to thank and congratulate the fellow honorees. I'm really excited to be the recipient of this year's Benny Award. This means a lot to me. Morehouse College means a lot to me. The work that I'm doing as a physician, as an activist, was cultivated at Morehouse, and I'm hoping that I will continue to do this work and contribute to the legacy of our beloved institution. I was fortunate to have been mentored by the late Dean Thomas Blocker. We called him Block. But the first day I met Dean Blocker back in August of 1994, he addressed all the biology pre-med students, and he looked around at us and he said, "What you say you are now becoming. What you say you are now becoming." And at the time, I was trying to figure out what he really meant by that. But he didn't want us to, reflecting now, he didn't want us to just go through the motions. He didn't want us to just be regular students. He wanted to think about what this meant and what this purpose was. This purpose of, at the time, being a man of Morehouse, but really what that meant in the grand scheme of things, ensuring that we weren't just going to become healthcare practitioners that were just looking for an easy way to make some money. I'm sure there are a lot more easier ways to make money than going to medical school and becoming a physician, but he wanted to make sure that there was a special quality, and thinking about what Frederick Douglass, thinking about what Thurgood Marshall said about describing and asking, what is the quality of your intent? He wanted to make sure that the work we were going to be doing, the studies that we were doing at the time, but the future work was all going to come back to the community, making sure that we're going to improve the quality, enhance the optimization, but really make sure that we were going to be a major benefit to the people. That's the reason why we were there, and that's the reason why we continue to do this work. Morehouse means a lot to me. My friends, my circle, the people I call on for advice, the people I'm currently working with are from the AUC, and we want to make sure that we continue to do this work, not just now, but in the future. I have to give a special thanks to my team at CAVI Brooklyn, the Kings Against Violence Initiative, which is a hospital, school, and community-based violence intervention and prevention program that I founded. We work in Brooklyn, New York. I also want to thank my team from the Health Tech and Innovation Center at Kings County Hospital, which is our brand new accelerator and incubator space for health and technology. I want to thank our fellow recipients of this year's Candle in the Dark Awards. But most importantly, I want to thank you all for supporting me and continuing to support these endeavors. I hope to see you all in person soon. Peace and be safe. Thank you again.
My name is Roderick Wayne Hart III. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a junior political science major from Silver Spring, Maryland. Reverend, Doctor, Senator. For Morehouse alumnus Raphael G. Warnock, these are not simply titles, but rather a manifestation of promises from the divine. They symbolize a dynamic shift in history, the outcome of consistent determination and a generational breakthrough that some might even call ordained. His improbable journey from a Baptist preacher, born and raised in Georgia, to becoming the state's first black senator has broken barriers. The senior pastor of Atlanta's historic Ebenezer Baptist Church is the first Democrat to win a U.S. Senate race in 2 decades.
Reverend. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I meant Senator Warnock's accomplishments carry distinct meaning, not only in politics, but also for black men in America who have longed for affirmation and representation. Yes, black lives matter, and every vote counts. I was fortunate to have served as candidate Warnock's youth vote director. As we traveled to the deepest parts of the state, I saw up close and personal that Senator Warnock was always prepared, always steady, always willing to stress his love for the people. I saw a man who clearly knows who he is and whose he is. I'm no preacher, but it is certainly fitting to recall Romans chapter 8, which says, "And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified." After being arrested by police officers at the U.S. Capitol during protest, Senator Warnock said, "I wasn't mad at them. They were just doing their job. But in a few days, I'm going to meet those Capitol Hill police officers again. And this time, they won't be taking me to central booking. They can help me find my new office." And so here we are, blue state, with a cum laude Morehouse man duly elected to represent the will of the people. We honor him today because of his core and his willingness to walk in the spirit of Dr. King, the late Congressman John Lewis, and Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian. An improbable journey indeed, but a reminder that although change takes a long time, it does happen. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Benny Trailblazer to Senator Reverend Raphael G. Warnock. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Raphael Warnock.
Well, thank you so very much, Roderick. And this is such an honor to be recognized by my beloved alma mater, dear old Morehouse. And it is special to me tonight because, Roderick, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. At least that's what I want to tell myself when I was in your place. I was a student at Morehouse College when we started this amazing gala, A Candle in the Dark. And I was a student presenter to an awardee. I believe it was my sophomore year at Morehouse. And now to be honored in this moment, in this way, is such an amazing thing. And so I want to thank the president of the college, Dr. David Thomas. I want to thank the members of the Board of Trustees. I want to thank the faculty at Morehouse, the Morehouse family, for the ways in which you have been for me a source of instruction and inspiration across the years. Benjamin Elijah Mays, for whom this award is named, was a trailblazer himself in so many ways, a graduate of the University of Chicago at that time in history, leader of this school that would have such an amazing impact on the rest of the world. Dr. Mays used to say that I am disturbed about man. I am uneasy about man because we have no guarantee that when we train a man's mind, we will also train his heart. We have no guarantee that when we increase his knowledge, we will increase his goodness. There is no necessary correlation between knowledge and goodness. And in a real sense, that profound concern about the relationship between head and heart, sense and soul, academic discipline and moral grounding is what has inspired the teaching philosophy of Morehouse College for so many years. That's what this place is all about. It has been a place that has trained students to bring together the work of head and heart, sense and soul, to be moral leaders, regardless of their particular discipline in the public square. I am a product of that grand tradition and everything I've tried to do in my life over these last 33 years since I was a student presenter at a Candle in the Dark Gala has been informed by my desire to make Morehouse College proud. And so thank you so very much for this award. Thank you for this honor uh, and distinction. I'm grateful for so many in the Morehouse family, but I'm especially grateful to the Reverend Dr. Lawrence Edward Carter, Dean Carter, the Dean of the Chapel. When I was a student, the Dean of the Chapel now, a man who has inspired generations of Morehouse students who are now in significant places all across our country, in classrooms and churches, in significant pulpits and places of influence, and now the United States Senate. God bless each and every one of you. And students, I hope that you can look at me and not simply see the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, the spiritual home of Martin Luther King Jr. That's true. But don't just see a United States senator, the first black senator from Georgia. That's true too. But look at me and see a kid who grew up in public housing down in Savannah, Georgia, one of 12 children in my family. I'm number 11 and the first college graduate. I often say that I went to Morehouse College on a full faith scholarship. In other words, I didn't have enough money for the first semester. But I was just determined that I was going to attend this school that transformed boys into men who became leaders in the public square. And all of these years later, I'm the beneficiary of that choice that I made at 17 years of age. And now I hope to pass on this grand tradition to the next generation and the next and the next. So I want the students at Morehouse and those who would come to Morehouse to embrace now the words of Howard Thurman, another grand and amazing graduate of this institution, who, when he was going through his own youth and time of matriculation at Morehouse and then later the seminary, somewhere along his life's journey, he said he began reciting this poem by a poet unknown, but certainly not unwise, who said, "I'm tired of sailing my little boat far inside the harbor bar. I want to go out where the big ships float, out on the deep where the great ones are. And should my frail craft prove too slight for those waves that sweep the billows, oh, I'd rather go down in the stirring fight than drowse to death by the sheltered shore." I encountered that poem as a student at Morehouse reading Howard Thurman's autobiography with head and heart. My prayer and desire is that all of us will take all that we have, head and heart, sense and soul, in this defining moment in American history in which there are those who are trying to divide us because they don't know how to lead us, people who have no vision, traffic in division, that we will take the spirit and the power of Morehouse College and help build a more perfect union and construct what Dr. King called the beloved community. God bless all of you. Keep the faith and keep looking up.
Before we proceed, I would like to pause briefly to remember our past Benny and Candle Award recipients who have transitioned since our last gala. The memorial tribute will be featured music by Morehouse alumni Jimmy King and Christopher Stanley, members of the class of 2011. We thank God for them and their examples and achievements, service, and excellence. Since 1867, Morehouse College has been a candle in the dark, serving as a beacon of hope to the global community. The Candle Award honors extraordinary leaders who have demonstrated a commitment to service and achievement in a variety of fields. And now Morehouse College proudly presents 2021 Candle Award recipients. The Candle Award in Law and Innovation honoree will be introduced by Jalen Curry. The Candle Award in Education and Philanthropy honoree will be introduced by George Pratt. And the Candle Award in Business, Arts, and Entertainment honoree will be introduced by Miles Johnson.
My name is Jalen Khalil Curry. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a sophomore political science major from Rock Hill, South Carolina. In his acclaimed autobiography, Born to Rebel, Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays wrote, "To me, Black power must mean hard work, trained minds, and perfected skills to perform in a competitive society." Mr. Kenneth C. Frazier is the living embodiment of this prescription for success. His work ethic and undying commitment to doing all things with the spirit of excellence has resulted in a legacy to be envied by all. The year that he was born marked a historic Brown versus Board of Education case in which the Supreme Court unanimously declared that separate but equal is inherently unequal. The young attorney who argued the case, Thurgood Marshall, would become one of Mr. Frazier's childhood heroes, inspiring him on his rise to the highest ranks of business, where he tackles some of the world's greatest health challenges. Mr. Frazier graduated from high school at the age of 16, then received his undergraduate degree from Penn State. In 1978, he earned his Juris Doctorate from Harvard Law School. Since 2011, he has served as chairman, president, and CEO of Merck, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. He is the first African American to lead a major pharmaceutical company. Under his dedicated leadership, Merck is inventing breakthrough medicines and vaccines that save and improve lives, as well as supporting the communities it serves. After graduating from Harvard, he led a team of volunteer lawyers to exonerate death row inmate James Willie Bo Cochran. Nearly 20 years later, Mr. Cochran's murder conviction was overturned and he was acquitted. Indeed, hard work, trained minds, and perfected skills led Mr. Frazier to do what is right, and justice prevailed. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Candle in Law and Innovation to Kenneth Frazier. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenneth C. Frazier.
Thank you, Jalen, for your kind introduction. I also thank President Thomas, the Board of Trustees, and the entire Morehouse community for honoring me with this Candle Award. It will always remind me of the beacon of hope and opportunity that education brings to people around the world. Institutions like Morehouse College nurture the talents of Black Americans who go on to become extraordinary leaders, men of distinction like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Senator Raphael Warnock, men with the knowledge and the confidence to go out into the world and change it for the benefit of all of us. We often talk about the influence of collective action, working together to amplify our voices and strengthen our impact. But we must never, ever underestimate the power of individual excellence in catalyzing those efforts. The fusion of individual agency, born of individual excellence, together with collective action, is an indomitable force. We just witnessed how these forces galvanized by one committed individual, Stacey Abrams, changed the political landscape of the state of Georgia and our entire country. My privileged position today allows me to lend a hand to others and to ensure that my place as one of only a few Black Fortune 500 CEOs does not remain the norm, but rather begins a new era in more inclusive business leadership. I'm honored to co-chair a new coalition of business leaders pledging to provide 1 million Black Americans with careers over the next 10 years. Through 110, we will secure a brighter, more equitable future for Black Americans who lack a 4-year college degree, but who have the aptitude and desire to succeed. To truly triumph over the forces of bigotry and oppression, we will need the ingenuity of the next generation of Morehouse men. I challenge you to excel and use the knowledge, experiences, and networks you gain from your time at Morehouse to help solve the problems of today and prepare for those of tomorrow. To borrow from Hamilton, always strive to be in the room where it happens, and then lead the way to change. Together, our individual sparks can ignite a brilliant flame, one that will lessen the darkness and lead the way for those who don't yet have the privilege of opportunity. Thank you again, Morehouse College, for this prestigious Candle Award and for your long-standing commitment to the Black community.
My name is George Anthony Pratt. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a junior history and religion double major from Jacksonville, Florida. In the poem, The Summer Day, Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Mary Oliver issues a charge. What is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? For inspiration, one need only to look to Mr. Darren Walker. By all accounts, the odds were stacked against him, but Mr. Walker is the quintessential American success story, and he has devoted his life to ensuring that the American dream is within reach, not for some, but for all. Walker started his career in law, then moved to finance on Wall Street, but left it all behind to volunteer full-time at a school in Harlem. His expertise eventually brought him to the Ford Foundation, where he has served as president since 2013, controlling a $13 billion endowment that makes Ford one of the biggest philanthropic organizations in the United States. Bold, yet empathetic, unapologetic, yet tempered with finesse. Mr. Walker has long preached his new gospel of wealth, a manifesto on the continuum between generosity and justice. In his own words, Mr. Walker advises, it's not enough to be generous and charitable. The imperative is justice and dignity. And the question of what are you doing to contribute to a more just society? At the Ford Foundation, Mr. Walker is tackling issues such as mass incarceration, wealth inequality, advancing human and civil rights, and promoting civic engagement. He is also an advocate for the arts, even transforming the Ford Foundation's old art collection to be more reflective of an inclusive society. When Detroit was under financial duress, Mr. Walker chaired the committee that brought a resolution to the city's historic bankruptcy. Before joining Ford, Mr. Walker was vice president at the Rockefeller Foundation. He also previously served as COO of the Abyssinian Development Corporation, Harlem's largest community development organization. Mr. Walker currently sits on numerous boards, including the Lincoln Center, Carnegie Hall, and the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Most recently, the Wall Street Journal named him Philanthropy Innovator of the Year, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So, my friends, if ever someone asks you, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life, remember Darren Walker, for it is he who has maximized the moment, defied the odds, and reminded us all that the American dream is alive and well. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Candle in Education and Philanthropy to Darren Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Darren Walker.
Thank you, George, for that award. And let me begin by acknowledging the great leader of Morehouse College, Dr. David Thomas, the trustees of Morehouse, and the Morehouse men and community more broadly. I accept this award with great humility. The recognition on this special occasion of this Candle in Education and Philanthropy Award is very meaningful to me and my colleagues at the Ford Foundation. And that is because Morehouse College has always stood for excellence, character, integrity, and leadership. America needs Morehouse College more than ever because we need leaders who are prepared, morally fit, with the character to take America forward into a new era. Morehouse College has never let America down. I speak for all of my trustees, colleagues at the Ford Foundation when I say how deeply grateful I am to you for bestowing this very important recognition on me and the Ford Foundation. Thank you.
My name is Miles Edward Dennis Johnson. I reflect the excellence of Morehouse College as a senior physics major from Charlotte, North Carolina. A little sage bear named Winnie the Pooh once said, "When you see someone putting on his big boots, you can be pretty sure that an adventure is going to happen." Mr. Byron Allen has not only put on his big boots, he's also walked an unprecedented path in business with a fearless determination to change the media world. Comedian, producer, media mogul, and philanthropist, at every turn, Mr. Allen's success remains anchored by his commitment to education, equity, and economic inclusion. After his mother introduced a young Allen to the world of entertainment, he quickly went from delivering newspapers to writing jokes for A-list celebrities. Soon after, he became the youngest comedian ever to perform on The Johnny Carson Show. It wasn't long before Mr. Allen transitioned from employee to employer. In his own words, he says, "You have to own the game, not just play the game." Mr. Allen has also challenged the status quo in the courtroom, successfully changing the media landscape. Today, Mr. Allen owns Entertainment Studios, a global media company with a collection of numerous 24-hour networks, including the Weather Channel and the Griot. It is the first African-American-owned multimedia studio. He was also inducted into the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame, and this year, he will debut the Weather Channel Español, El Primer y El Mejor, the first and the best. Other recent deals include a $10.6 billion acquisition from Walt Disney and Fox Corporation, among others. Next on the radar, Mr. Allen plans to share the journey of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through the eyes of Mrs. Coretta Scott King, yet another first. Indeed, Mr. Allen is a forward-thinking maverick who's not afraid to blaze new paths. When he puts on his big boots, buckle up for the ride. He is certainly not done changing the game. Therefore, Morehouse College is pleased to present the 2021 Candle in Business, Arts, and Entertainment to Mr. Byron Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Byron Allen.
Well, first of all, thank you, Miles Johnson. I am honored and I'm impressed by you. As I understand, you are majoring in physics and you are an exceptional. So it's an honor just to receive the award from you. I'd also like to thank the president, Dr. Thomas, and also the board of Morehouse, as well as the amazing students and alumni of this prestigious institution. So this means so much to me that you would honor me with this Candle Award, because I have to tell you, without Morehouse and its 150 plus year history, I wouldn't be here. I would not have this success. When I think about my brothers and sisters and my brothers, especially out of Morehouse, and what you've done to pave the way and what you continue to do to pave the way has laid the foundation for me and countless others. And your success is our success, and our success is your success. And you are exceptional, and you are needed, and you are essential to who we are and what we're capable of and what we've done and what we will continue to do. So you need to know something that's personal to me. I'm fortunate enough to have been acknowledged in a number of ways, but this one means so much to me because it's coming from my community, my tribe, and my brothers. And from that, I say thank you, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. Continued success.
We ask that you please continue to support our students. Congratulations, 2021 Benny and Candle honorees. Wow, what an impressive group of distinguished leaders.
Good evening. My name is Alexander Hurley. I am a junior business administration major from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a proud Oprah Winfrey Scholar. I come from a modest family who believes that education is the key to success. That's why my parents sent me to one of the best private schools in Atlanta to ensure that I had the tools to succeed in college. We gave it all we had, me academically and my parents financially. And so in the end, although the path to college was clear, the means to do so were far from certain. All that changed with my acceptance to Morehouse College, the most prestigious HBCU in the nation. And this achievement came with the distinct honor of the Oprah Winfrey Scholarship. And supplemented by a Morehouse Academic Scholarship, I was allowed to attend school completely free. That being said, my decision to attend Morehouse was about far more than just money. I was looking for a home that embraced me, an institution that challenged me, and in a world that tries to narrow the perception of Black men, I wanted to further develop my identity and experience the awesome diversity of our community. Of Morehouse's many benefits, the Oprah Winfrey Scholarship is the most meaningful to me. As a part of the program, I was selected to join the Oprah Winfrey South Africa Leadership Program, where I traveled abroad and engaged in service learning and leadership activities with fellow students and in the local community. This experience has widened my perspective on my ability to make an impact on the world. This opportunity, in addition to my academic and professional achievements, has taught me that I am only limited by my imagination. As for my career perspectives, my long-term goal is to work in the finance and consulting industries after graduation. Looking back at my story, I believe giving back to Morehouse is so important because there are so many young men out there with limitless potential who have worked hard and dreamed big, but now just need a hand to help them over the finish line. And that in itself is the essence of Morehouse, the ability to lend a hand when needed, the desire to nurture and uplift the next generation of Black leaders and give them the opportunity to discover their greatness. And in conclusion, a gift to the Morehouse General Scholarship Fund provides students with life-changing opportunities. And so for me and my Morehouse brothers, thank you. As students, we often don't get the chance to say that enough to those who contribute to our success, but it means so much more to us than you know. If you have not already had the opportunity to make your gift, please do so now by texting Morehouse to 31996. Stay safe and well, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure for me to join you this evening as your host. It has been fun. I've heard so many great things about this phenomenal event. Maybe I could come back next year when you return in person, okay? It's my honor now, my honor to bring the President Thomas, for the closing remarks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chris. This has been an inspiring evening of achievement. And Chris, you've been an amazing host. Please know that we will be supporting you in your next venture, whether artistic or humanitarian, and we look forward to seeing you on campus and at this year's graduation when your son will walk our stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of our virtual events this week are due to the many hours of planning and attention to detail by our Founders Week Steering Committee, chaired by Henry Goodgame, and a collaborative team of creative professionals. This committee had to reimagine Founders Week and the gala due to the pandemic. By all accounts, they have been a tremendous success, and I want to thank them on all of our behalf. On behalf of the entire Morehouse College community, we thank each of you for joining us this evening, and we appreciate your continued support. Please plan to join us in February 2022 as the college celebrates its 155th anniversary. We hope and pray we will be open and able to see you in person. In the Morehouse tradition, we will close the evening with the singing of the college hymn.
Dear old Morehouse, dear old